What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is my recap review for the Shy Season 4, Episode 9, Southside with You. Now, as we see this episode breaks down, we seeing that the fellas, Papa and Kev, are dealing with both heartbreak in their life. Keisha's starting to get more attached to her new boo. We see that there's a lot of other things that's finally coming together in the episode. I'm going to go ahead and recap the episode. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, bang that bell. I'm trying to get to 30K subs. I definitely appreciate your help. Now, let's get into it. When the episode first kicks off, we see Papa and we see Kev, and they like doing a little duet like Casey and JoJo, more like no coochie and no up here trying to sing sad songs about the love lost. They both then got dumped, more like no coochie instead of no Jodeci. And so we see that next thing you know, while they sitting there getting all into the song, Keisha, she tired of hearing it. She downstairs. She texting with her new boo, Russell Westbrook. And so next thing you know, she tired of hearing it. She come upstairs and tell them to turn that off. It's time to chill. And once she leave, they basically keep it going, keep the party going. They ain't gonna let her stop it. She's still feeling pretty good that Westbrook is on her jock. She's starting to feel a little comfortable with men. Meanwhile, we see Emmett going to see his old school baby mama, Big Mama. She's still looking cute with her hair done or whatever. And so he telling her the drama that he got going on with Tiff and talking about how he trying to do the right thing, which shocked the hell out of her. He telling her all the stuff he did for her. She like, you ain't do that for me. All you did was take me out to eat. And so she about to go on a date, got her thighs looking all swole, and Emmett was looking a little depressed about it. Meanwhile, we see Trig. He still ain't found a comb yet, but nevertheless, he talking with Doodah, and Doodah saying that he done saw his lights flash before his eyes when he got shot, and he wondering if he a good man or not. And Trig say, so what you think? And he said, I don't know yet. I don't know. And so we see Trig and Doodah kind of having a little deep moment talking, and he talking with Trig, but Trig, he don't know what he want really in his life as well. Then we see Marcus walk in, and he pissed, telling them that, hey, you blew it. We lost the Olympics. And Doodah don't give a damn. He's saying so, and he said, so this is a hard part of the reason I joined. Camille wouldn't allow this to happen. You keeping your eye off the ball. And he said, man, shut up. And so he got pissed. He walked out. So then Trig go and stop him, and so he trying to tell him, look, I need you on board if we gonna try to keep this thing going. He said, man, on board? Can't nobody control him. You want to save the city, save the city from him. You know, you can't help him to save the city. And so he walk off. Trig say, well, forget your ass then when he leave. And it seemed that Trig is still thinking that Doodah has some good in him, and he trying to get some things done, whereas Marcus gave up. Meanwhile, Emmett go visit his mom, and her damn elevator broke. So she's getting ready, dressing, putting some little makeup on. He come to see her, let her know that, how things is going with Tiff. He tell her that he saw his baby mama, and they on the same page. And so they give a little kiss. She say she'll give him a call if, the massage therapist ain't around. So meanwhile, Trig and Doodah is talking, and he's trying to tell him about what's going on, and Doodah tell him he want to bring Trig on board to be more a part of the program with the mayor. And he's saying, look, man, I don't know, man. I ain't about wearing no suit. And so Doodah is telling him that, hey, look, I need you on board. We can make this work. And he laughed when he tell him he ain't gonna wear a suit, as if he gonna come to work in the mayor's office in a Sean John outfit every day. Meanwhile, we see that Darnell comes to visit Jada, and they kind of bonding, having a little heart to heart. And he's finding out that she's dealing with cancer. He's feeling bad. They talking about Emmett, and he's saying, I think we messed up that boy. And he's saying she put in his face that he's sleeping with somebody that his son used to sleep with. And he was like, yeah, you going with somebody your son used to go to school with. And then she sucker him into rubbing them feet, which then he said, damn, these things stink. Don't you got a massage boyfriend anyway? Meanwhile, Emmett's sitting at the table. He looking at how's his papa stressing about all this food he trying to serve when he need a lunch break. And so next thing you know, Emmett is sitting there. Keisha walk in with the stroller, and he's showing her a house, and she's like, you buying the house? Uh-oh. And he say, yeah, well, it ain't for me. I'm thinking about getting it for my mom. He tell her Papa to get her a plate, and he like, you better get it yourself. I'm still waiting on my plate. Meanwhile, Gemma got her little bitch pants on as always, and so she's sitting there trying to tell Jake all this stuff about what she want to do. Jake ain't paying attention, so she said, what did I just say? And as if she his mama. And next thing you know, he hear the horn honk, so he go outside and see that Trig is out there, and he tell him, look, you can use the truck for your date. So he all happy. He's like, what was that you was saying? I wasn't paying attention no way. So he geeked, he got the wheels. Meanwhile, we see Kev and Papa asking him to help, which Kev didn't feel like doing, but Papa, need help. And we see that they pull up in the alley. It's Jake with the Benz truck. So they hop in. He got blunts rolled up, passing them around like party favors. He go ahead and spark up the bliggity. And so they all talking. It seemed like him and Kev done squashed the beef. Papa, he's sitting there chilling with him, but he ain't want to smoke. He worried about getting too high. And so he's telling him that he got the truck to take Jim out at the spring fling. And so it was a little awkward moment for a second. But then Kev and Papa tell him, look, you need to go ahead and treat her right, clean this dead ass truck up, and it smell like booty meat up in here. No pun intended. Next thing you know, we see Marcus. He having a little cake with Gemma and dinner, and he's talking to her, and she's getting real smart, talking about she don't want to go to college no more. And he's saying, where you get this from? And she like, here we go. And so he had to check her like, what you mean, here we go? I ain't one of your little friends. You need to go ahead and put some respect on my name. And so she got a little serious, and he's saying, look, I don't know where you getting this attitude from, but this is something you always wanted to do. And she's saying that things change and that ain't something she wanted to do no more. And so he's feeling that he's losing control on his little baby girl. He done told her he got her favorite cake. She didn't even want to eat it. He said, look here, Adam May, you gonna eat the cake, taste the cake. Meanwhile, we see Kev, he at home, he lonely, he playing video games, when all of a sudden he see little big baby get on. And so he see she playing the little Rocket League, so he hit her up. And he asking her, what's up? Where you been? And she just telling him, I've been busy, blase, skippy. And so he's like, man, I ain't been thinking about you no way. She said, what you been thinking about? And that's when he tell her, hey, my best friend going on a date with my ex. And then we see Belly Dancer. She already on the prowl looking for the replacement killer. And so we see, next thing you know, Emmett is with Keisha going to check out the house. And so while they in the house, they having a good little time checking it out. Then the realtor is telling them about it, when all of a sudden, while she in the middle of telling them about the house, she realized that she recognized Keisha from the newspaper article. She like, oh my God, it's you. And so she's saying, I can't believe it's you. And before she could really finish, she was like, they saying, hold on, she don't really like to talk about it. She say, I understand. I just want to say you're an inspiration, and I appreciate you and thank you. And that kind of made Keisha feel good. Meanwhile, we see Kev with Big Baby, and he's sitting there playing the game with her, chilling. And she talking about she bored, this, that, and the other. And so he trying to find something to do. And he said, well, let's go on to my school and laugh at the white folks dance. Meanwhile, Darnell is sitting there talking with Jada, telling her, hey, look, I'm about to make you some food, cook it up for you, make some pork chops chunky. And so she happy. Meanwhile, we see that Gemma and Jake is at Marcus' house taking pictures and everything, like they going on prom. Everybody is all proud, but Marcus is throwing a little shade, talking about they ain't a good couple. Jake ain't really ready for her. And he's saying, Trig, like, man, actually she the one that's all militant and the one that's not a good influence. And so after they took the pictures ready to go, he wants some pictures of his little militant, Miss Frederick Douglass. And so he tell her to come on, take a picture, but then the doorbell ring and all you see is Day then came through to spoil the day. And so he's sitting there, everybody's surprised he there, and he brought a corsage and trying to be nice, said he came to see the little happy couple, he want to be a part of their life, and he want to take some pictures. And so, at first everybody was proud, but once he wanted to take the pictures, then Trig is trying to get him up out of there, like, man, I'll just airdrop you some pictures, get your ass up out of here. So when they was going to the car, I was about to tell him to open the door for him, but Trig like, hold on, he got it. We see Jake open the door, let her in first. And so now dude, I look proud, like, okay, he's a nice young man. And Trig as well, like, I taught him well. And so, everybody's proud. They say take care of him. He said he is. And everybody is a little happy that they going on their little date. They growing up in the world. He roll off in the Benz wagon and he looking like a little young boss. Meanwhile, we see back at the house, Keisha is meeting there and she's meeting with Miss Octavia. And so Miss Octavia is telling her about, I understand what's going on and how you kept the baby. Keisha give her a picture of her holding the baby. And so they starting to have a little heart to heart. She's understanding, a lot about Keisha changing her mind. And Keisha asked her, how you able to forgive me? And she said, because I see a lot of you, a lot of me in you. And so they start having a little relationship going on. Meanwhile, we see that Darnell been fixing that pork chopper chunky, looking good over there. Jada ready to max something. Meanwhile, we see Emmett getting ready to leave work early, telling Papa, you gonna have to work overtime. Papa say, I ain't never got to not work overtime. He say, well, you want to be a manager. So we see that he's on his way to meet with his family. Meanwhile, back at the spring fling, we see that the happy couple is there. They looking all nice, dressed and everything. And here come Kev with his little big baby came up in the place, and they up in there looking in regular clothes at everybody dancing. And she said, we just came here to spy on your ex. And he said, no, not really. And so while they dancing, Jake remembered that he left some weed in the bag. He worried about if her daddy find it, so they leave. Back at the house, we see that Marcus and Duda's having a conversation, and Duda say, I see you want to ruin me, I know. And he said, well, I do know about all your stuff going on. I could drag you in the news that you and your wife is cheating. And he said, that ain't gonna mean nothing. He said, I know you had Brandon killed, an innocent man. And he said, he ain't innocent. He said, I also know about your drug ties. And he get all in his face like an idiot, telling him all the stuff that he gonna do to try to ruin him. And he said something about, I want you to keep Jake away from my daughter. And he was like, your daughter the one that's the hoe. And that pissed him off pretty much. And he went and popped Duda in the face. So Duda got real quick, like Big Daddy Kane, cracked him in the top of the head with the cane, the metal piece. Then he stiff stomped his ass with the damn cane, damn near broke it off up his ass. Meanwhile, we see that Trig is sitting on the porch texting away. He ain't even hearing Marcus damn near get the life stomped out of him. Marcus laying there bleeding on the little Oriental rug. He done got whooped real quick. Trig comes in. He's wondering what the hell happened. Dude, I sitting there sipping on his little mixed cocktail. He ain't even tripping. And he's like, what did you do? He said, let him die. And so Trig is tripping. He trying to save his life. He about to call the ambulance. Duda telling him, what you doing? He tried to ruin me. And he said, man, you better hope this man don't die. How you gonna do this? And so Duda is back in his old ways. He don't give a damn. Meanwhile, back at Soul Food Part 2, they all sitting there having a good old meal, having jokes, cracking jokes. We see that everybody seemed to have a little happy family moment, and Jada and everybody is together, Emmett and Darnell, and it seemed like they should have had these type of moments before if everybody would have been on a better page. Meanwhile, we see that Big Baby is sitting here a little upset about Kev, and he trying to be nice to her, and she got a hard time accepting people being nice to her because she done been traumatized and been through so much, and she trying to cuss him out for just trying to be a gentleman. And it seemed that she ain't really ready for that yet, and we'll see what that goes in the future. Meanwhile, we see that Jake pulls up. He tells her to wait, and he goes to run in to go grab his weed, hoping that Marcus don't find it. And once he walk inside, we see that Duda getting his knob polished, and Jake sees that Marcus is fighting for his life and Trig is over his body. And so Trig like, it ain't what it looked like. And so he looks at him, and then he grabs his bag and runs out, and Trig is trying to tell Jake to chill, but Jake left. And the whole time, Duda sitting there looking like an innocent man, don't give a damn. And so Jake walk out. He a little traumatized right now. And she's saying, is everything okay? And he's saying, yeah, it's cool. Everything's good. And so she could tell something ain't right. I mean, Jake, he looking real, shook up. And so Meanwhile, they done all got full. She talking about he done put his foot in that pork chops chunky, and then she breaks off her little wrap, and she asks him to give her a little lineup. As we see, she got a little salt and pepper fro going on, and so he look a little sad for her. She fighting cancer, then lost her little hair, looking like, you know, somebody's grandma for real. And so he go ahead and start lining it up. Emmett, he got a little proud little moment of seeing his family back together again. And meanwhile, Trig is sitting there trying to fight for dude's life, trying to get some help for him. And Duda's telling him, let him die. You better leave him alone. He said, man, you better hope this man don't die. You done went too far. And it seemed that Trig is hating that he's in this bad situation right now. Meanwhile, Gemma trying to get them little cheeks split, and we see Jake ain't ready. He can't get his soldier to salute, and she wondering what's wrong. And he's sitting there saying, you know, I just ain't in the mood right now. Let's just chill. The whole time he thinking about her daddy done got his dome piece cracked, so he can't ready to get no dome tonight his damn self. Meanwhile, we see that Kev then brought little big baby back to the house, and she didn't have no place to sleep. He let her sleep on the bed while he slept on the floor, trying to be a gentleman. Next thing you know, she came right there to get a little extra warmth right there, just in case Candyman showed up in the middle of the night. Next thing you know, she laying there next to him, gave him a little hug, a little kiss, and Kev was happy right then, boy. He was thinking, okay, this might work. So anyway, now it's time for real talk. This episode was all right. I didn't really appreciate or like the singing in the beginning. I know most of the ladies liked when they was singing the little no coochie instead of Jodeci. It was more like no coochie duet. And I mean, it was funny or whatever, but at the same time, they was seeming like some, you know, simpette. Instead of a duet, they was a simpet, and I didn't really like that part. As far as the best part of the episode was when Duda beat the hell out of Marcus. I don't know how he thought he was gonna get away with that. It's obvious that they were the only ones there. It's gonna be his fingerprints all over the place. Now, of course, he could say we was there earlier for the kids, and so that's why my fingerprints is there. Plus, he worked in the staff. But if he survives, then what would be the excuse when he wakes up and then tells them what happened? The only way they can make this work in the show is if he ends up having some type of amnesia and is not able to speak about what happened and then tell his side of the story. So we'll see what happens when this man wakes up and how it'll work. But in the end, I think that was a bad move for Duda, especially when he didn't finish him off and he put Trig in a bad situation, because now Trig is somebody that knows the truth about him, and Trig may not want to be in that situation and it may backfire on him. So we'll see what happens on the next episode, but it definitely was a bad move for Duda to do that, especially to Marcus, somebody that knew too many secrets. But at the same time, Marcus was the biggest idiot I ever seen in my life, to tell a dangerous man that I'm gonna ruin you and here's how I'm gonna do it. What did you thought he was gonna say? No, please don't do it. And you punched this man in the face and then turned your back on him without finishing him off, as if he was gonna let that ride. He would have been better off saying, no, I'm not going to try to ruin you. I'm not going to do anything. And then go behind his back and do it, instead of trying to be a man and tell him to his face when you ain't about that life. You ain't ready to get like he is. He ready to get dirty. You ain't ready to get your hands dirty. And we saw what happened. He got his wig split, literally. So anyway, I like the episode overall. It was some parts I didn't like. I'm tired of little big baby being mean all the damn time, but she has been traumatized. And we see Belly Dancer is already out there trying to get chose by the next, victim that she's about to have in her life. So we'll see how it works out, and if it ends up, how she cares about anybody. And we'll see if, little mama gonna have a good future there, or is she gonna have to move on. In the end, y'all, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, bang that bell, hit that like, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that like, subscribe, bang that bell, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.